On this episode of the Infowars News Blitz, I'm going to be reading articles about how Ron Paul says that the revolution, the new American Revolution is inevitable. A Jewish column catches the Secret Service's eye, and Libya could fall into a bottomless pit. That and a lot more straight ahead, so stay tuned. Okay, first up, the article that was written by James Jagger called Ron Paul Rides the Bull, Why the Revolution is Inevitable. It is on Infowars.com, and the article says here that Ron Paul will ride the GOP boot as long and as far as he can, because if he doesn't, he won't maintain much of the media's presence. This is a sad state of affairs, that the media has become apologetic not only to the entrenched government, but the conspiracy that purchases its TV advertisements and funding the political debates. As a result, Americans must go to the foreign media, such as BBC, Al Jazeera, Daily Bell, and RTTV, in order to get the unbiased reporting and the big picture. But why we get towards the end of the GOP ride this election year? Ron Paul fans are hoping he will drop the bull and go indie. If he does, he will either defeat Ron Paul or win himself. Dr. Ron Paul will win because he can take at least 12% of the vote from the GOP and another 15% from independents, and take at least 11% from Democrats. This gives him a total of 38, enough to win the presidency in a three-man race. If he falls short of 38%, he may cause Obama to get back in. Of course. I mean, really, that's all it says here. The article goes on here to say that this is what the Tea Party movement and the Occupy Wall Street protests are all about. It is the right stream about ever-expanding welfare state and the left sarcasm about ever-screaming about the ever-expanding welfare state. Translation: we need to support Ron Paul and hope he stays in, or if he doesn't, we're in a lot of trouble. I mean it, we are in a lot of trouble. An article written by Joe Sterling called Jewish Column Catches Secret Service's Eye. And unfortunately, the bottom of the article, there's a note at the bottom of the title. It says, the survey column also refers to administration's never-ending Alice in Wonderland belief that diplomacy is the answer. And unfortunately, it is on the CNN website as well. And basically, if you want to go there to CNN.com, just type in Jewish Papers Columns Catches Secret Service's Eye. So there, I just said it. Just go there now and look at it. No, really, go there now! Go there! Okay, sorry about that, folks. A man named Andrew Adler, owner and publisher of the Atlanta Jewish Times, wrote in January 13th column that the threat of Iran to Israel, and about the threat about Iran to Israel, he proposed three options for the Jewish state to counter the Iranian regime. One of them called for a hit on the president in order to preserve Israel's existence. Give the go-ahead for the U.S.-based Mossad agents to take out a president deemed unfriendly to Israel in order for the current vice president to take his place and forcibly dictate that the United States policies include helping the Jewish state obliterate its enemies. The U.S. U.S. Secret Service's George Orville told CNN Saturday, "We are aware of it and we are taking appropriate investigation steps." Adder could not be reached for a comment, but the Jewish Telegraph Agency, a wire service for the Jewish newspapers in North America, quoted Adder on Friday saying, "I very much regret it. I wish I had made a reference to it. If I hadn't made a reference to it at all." Well, that sounds disturbing. Then why the heck write it? This is absolutely... I guess this is from the Anti-Deformant League, I guess, that Adder lacks judgment as a publisher. He says that, and folks, this is getting really disturbing now, especially with everything going bonkers in the Strait of Hormuz. War games and everything else is happening, and basically we don't know what else to do here, folks. I mean, really, these people are trying to get Iran to attack them, and if it does happen, watch out. And lastly, the last article I will be reading before I sign off. An article written by Oliver Holmes, which is from Reuters. It's called "Libya Could Fall into a Bottomless Pit." And however, this little thing here goes on to say that basically the deputy head of Libya's ruling nation transition council, the NTC, said on Sunday he was resigning after a series of protests against the new government in which the country's leader warned could drag Libya into a bottomless pit. Of course they would hate the darn thing. What do you expect? The protests have pitched the NTC into the deepest crisis since Muammar Gaddafi was overthrown with the help of NATO powers last year. You mean the love dropping bombs that you know, going around and stuff like that. Or whatever you want to call it, anyway. And they raised new questions about the council's ability to govern the oil-exploding country. Yeah, what was going to happen? Folks, just keep your eyes on Libya. Late on Saturday, a crowd deeming the government's resignation forced their way into the NTV's office in Benghazi, while the NTC's chief was inside in the most serious show of anger at the authorities since Gaddafi's ouster. The NTC has supported Western powers, but it is unelected and has been slowly to restore basic services, and some Libyans say too many of its members are tarnished by ties to Gaddafi. Yeah, of course. This is what happens when you give quote-unquote Libya to Al-Qaeda and the Muslim Brotherhood. The elites want to bomb that place back to the Stone Age, and that's where they'll basically stay. I'm sorry if I have to say that, folks, but that's what's going to happen, okay? So please bear with me here, because basically it is actually going to happen. I mean, they've already done it anyway, so why the heck bother? Well, that's it for the Infowars News Blitz. If you'd like to find out more about these articles or read these articles and such, please go to Infowars.com and, look them up. I've already given you the titles of these little jewels, so go look them up, folks. And my name is Infowars. Thank you for watching. Please vote for Ron Paul, and please keep up the good fight. Thank you. Bye-bye.